Hi guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the story of Yoriichi Tsugikuni, the first dude to use breathing styles and the strongest demon slayer ever. Yoriichi and his twin brother Michikatsu were born back in the Sengoku period when twins were seen as a really bad sign. Yoriichi was born with a weird birthmark on his forehead, which made his dad freak out and threaten to kill him. But thankfully, his mom went all mama bear on him and stopped him. Eventually, they decided to send Yoriichi to a temple to become a monk when he turned 10. Even though his dad thought the birthmark was unlucky, it actually gave Yoriichi crazy physical abilities and the power to see through stuff. Cool, right? Yoriichi's childhood was tough. He got treated way worse than Michikatsu and had to live in a tiny room with crap food and education. He never talked and everyone thought he was deaf. But his mom hooked him up with some charm earrings, hoping they'd make him start speaking. Yoriichi was always seen clinging to his mom's side, which Michikatsu thought was pathetic. Still, he'd sneak around and hang with his bro, even making him a sweet flute as a present. When Yoriichi was 7, he finally spoke up and said he wanted to be a samurai like his brother after watching him practice his sword swings. But Michikatsu was like, "Yeah, right, dude. You're going to the temple in 3 years, remember?" But get this. One of their dad's dudes who trained Michikatsu decided to mess around with Yoriichi and showed him a simple fighting stance. And then, out of nowhere, Yoriichi busted out some moves and landed 4 blows on the guy, shocking Michikatsu, who'd never even hit anyone before. But Yoriichi didn't like the feeling of hurting someone and decided he didn't want to be a samurai anymore. Instead, he just wanted to chill and fly kites with his bro. When their mom passed away from being sick, Yoriichi went to Michikatsu's room at night to say goodbye and let him know what had happened. He thanked his brother and promised to always remember him before leaving for the temple. Later on, Michikatsu found out through their mom's diary that Yoriichi knew all about her illness and how to help her move around, even though he wasn't supposed to. He also knew that their dad was going to make him the heir and send Michikatsu to the temple because of Yoriichi's sick fighting skills, so Yoriichi ran away from home. Sad stuff, man. But hold up, before any of this could go down, Michikatsu started hating on Yoriichi for always being better than him and showing gratitude for nothing in return. Anyways, Yoriichi dipped and ran into the mountains where he met a girl named Uta, who had lost her whole fam. They ended up living together and even got married. But when Uta got pregnant, Yoriichi had to go find a midwife. He promised to be back before sunset, but on his way, he helped an old man and lost track of time. So, he decided to go back home and find a midwife instead. The next day, Yoriichi came back home after the sun had already gone down, only to find that Uta and their unborn child were brutally murdered by a demon. This was an absolute tragedy for Yoriichi, and he was so shocked that he held Uta's corpse in his arms for 10 straight days before finally burying her as advised by a fellow demon slayer. However, this incident also drove Yoriichi to pick up his sword again and train as a demon slayer himself. Thanks to his innate talent for swordsmanship and his demon slayer mark, Yoriichi became an incredibly powerful demon slayer. He even reunites with Michikatsu after the latter's samurai group was attacked by a demon and he was the only survivor. Yoriichi easily killed the demon and apologized for the deaths of Michikatsu's comrades. He then attempted to teach his sun breathing technique to other demon slayers so that they could also help others. So Yoriichi modified the breathing techniques to match the strengths of the demon slayers and created new variations such as water, wind, flame, stone, and thunder breathing. The best demon slayers who mastered these techniques became known as the Hashira. Michikatsu tried to learn sun breathing but ended up creating his own style called moon breathing. Later, Yoriichi encounters Muzan Kibutsuji, the demon king who's the mortal enemy of the demon slayers. Yoriichi realizes that he was born with the skills and talent to defeat Muzan once and for all, but Muzan said he's no longer interested in swordsmen who use breathing techniques and tried to kill Yoriichi with long sweeps of his arms. Yoriichi dodged them, but he instantly realized that any of these attacks would be fatal and felt fear for the first time. Because he was able to see into the transparent world, Yoriichi was able to see inside Muzan's body and saw that he had 7 hearts and 5 brains that moved around inside him. Yoriichi saw his chance to attack and combined all his different abilities into one powerful attack that was able to completely overpower Muzan. Muzan was shocked that he couldn't regenerate, and Yoriichi asked him what he thought was important in life, but Muzan didn't answer. Instead, Yoriichi turned to Tameo, who was Muzan's assistant, but was surprised to see that she was happy to see Muzan's body being destroyed. Yoriichi tried to kill Muzan, but his body broke into 1,800 pieces, and he was only able to destroy 1,500 of them. So, Muzan was able to escape and regenerate again. Tamayo told Yoriichi everything he needed to know about Muzan, and Yoriichi let her go free. Then Yoriichi found out that his brother had betrayed their organization and become a demon. After Michikatsu's betrayal and his failure to kill Muzan, Yoriichi felt responsible, and the other demon slayers demanded that he kill himself as punishment. However, the newly appointed leader stopped him from doing so and instead banished him. Yoriichi then decided to visit his friends Sumiyoshi and Suyako because he needed someone to talk to. He told Sumiyoshi everything that happened from the beginning to his banishment from the demon slayers. As he spoke about his regrets and the debts that would follow because he let Muzan live, Yoriichi became very sad. At that moment, Sumire arrived and asked for a hug. Sumiyoshi lifted her up, which made her happy and caused Yoriichi to cry and hug her tightly. Soon after, Suyaku arrived to comfort Yoriichi and treat him to a meal to cheer him up while he performed the sun-breathing techniques. Yoriichi's moves were so graceful that Sumiyoshi watched him intently and promised to preserve the techniques through his descendants. Yoriichi gave Sumiyoshi his Hanafuda earrings as a token of their friendship since they knew they might not see each other again. Despite having the Demon Slayer mark, Yoriichi lived till his 80s and continued to slay demons until he went blind. On his last day, Yoriichi confronted his brother Michikatsu, now known as Kakushibo, who had become a demon and was Muzan's strongest lieutenant. Yoriichi knew he had to kill him and cut his neck in a single strike, angering Kakushibo, who waited for a fair fight that never came. Yoriichi passed away from old age, undefeated. Kakushibo, in his scorn, realized that Yoriichi still carried the flute he gave him as a child, and he took the split flute with him to carry on their connection. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.